What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Bullets Gotti, back with another video. You know, this video right here, we're going to touch on, and I'm going to keep it all the way real, Brim. Now, Brim did a video talking about he denounced blood, he's not blood anymore, and he's just talking a whole lot of, he's MAGA Republican, he's trying to be into politics, and he gave his life to, he been talked about the whole Jesus, he gave his life to Christ, but now he's talking about he's a MAGA Republican, and he's done with the streets, he's denouncing blood, he's dropping his flag, and he's basically saying that he is no longer a street dude, a gang member, right? Now, mind you, Brim, has been on his platform. He got new charges for the case of Long Island, where a school teacher lost her life, and innocent woman lost her life for no reason at all. And he's denouncing gang, right? Now, here's my thing, right? I don't get these dudes like Brim, Casanova. I don't get these dudes that they would denounce blood, denounce gang after they had so many young dudes crashing out, right? And then they get into the federal system, and they drop their flag, tuck their tail. Now, I'm gonna keep it all the way a Billy with y'all, right? And I'm gonna keep it all the way real. Brim, he knows, going to them USP Maxes, he's not gonna be able to live. Okay? And he didn't stand 10 toes down. Now, when you look at those California brothers, you look at the DC dudes, you look at the ABs, the Mexican Mafia, that's all in them federal USPs, they not gonna respect dude dropping his flag. He's now considered a target. And because now he's considered a target, where you think they gonna send him? A dropout yard. Like Casanova was in a dropout yard, and you don't see him in the system no more. Like, what is Brim doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, if you felt this way, you should have, a long time ago, before you even hit the feds, you should have just denounced blood. You could have saved a lot of lives if you'd have denounced gang. A lot of dudes would not have been crashing out riding for you. As a leader, you either a strong leader or you're a weak leader. And dudes be weak leaders. You know what I'm saying? And they want nothing but crash test dummies around them. Instead of them, standing for the people and saying, you know what? I'm done with this. And I'm telling all my little homies that y'all don't need to be gang. Why you waited to 2025 after you caught a new case? After, the paperwork, you was ordering, making dudes send you money, and you beefed with Whack and got violated. And then when you beefed with Whack, that basically, kind of exposed you a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But to see this whole thing with the Bloodhound, with him denouncing blood and just denouncing, Bloodhound Brims, it just make him look, terrible. It just make him look bad. You know what I'm saying? Because you could have denounced this a long time ago. That's my thing with a lot of these dudes. They manipulate young dudes. They manipulate people to crash out for them. And then when things get hot, when the pressure turns up, pressure bust pipes. And when the pressure turns up on them, when they can't withstand the rain and they can't stand 10 toes down, they ready to not jack gang no more. They ready to drop their flag. They ready to say, I denounce that I'm a blood member. And that right there just showed me that you basically led young men and women to the hellfire. You led so many people to the hellfire that because you led them all to the hellfire, now you feel that, I don't want to be a part of this. You can't have it both ways. A lot of these dudes want it to be one way. And it's not that like that. It's not one way. It's either you move the way the game is played, or you crash and burn. And in the situation with Brim, is that he wanted it to be one way. He wanted it to be the way where he can do the sucker shit, and then he can't feel that that shit wasn't going the way it was gonna go. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just made himself look bad. Like, the whole, I'm a pastor, I'm against blood, and then to do this, to drop your flag, and then saying, I'm not looking for nobody to replace me, none of this, I'm not jacking this lifestyle, I'm done with blood, dropping my flag. So this is why them LA brothers feel the way they feel about New York dudes, because you gotta look at the whole gang element in New York, right? And it's sad to say this, but everything ain't for everybody, right? And when you look at Chicago, you look at California, like, they on a whole tribalistic type of timing when it comes to gangs, right? Like, you've never heard an LA or Chicago brother denounce their gang or say, I'm dropping my flag. You've never heard, Chief Malik said that. You never heard Larry Hoover. You never heard Tukey. None of them denounced their gang and said, T. Rogers, none of them. You know what I'm saying? You never heard these brothers say they was denouncing their gang and dropping their flag. They, till they die, they rep what they rep. But when it comes to New York brothers, is that it's a fad here in New York. You know what I'm saying? It's a fashionable thing to say you blood and wear a bandana, and it's like, it's a celebrity status. So because it's a fad to dudes, and they could turn it off and turn it on, and then they could drop their flag when they feel like it. That's what make these dudes in California feel the way they feel about New Yorkers when it come to gang. This is why the brothers in Chicago feel the way they feel about New Yorkers when it come to gang, because you could be a Crip in New York State prison, and you can low ride and drop your flag. You see Bobby Shmurda, you see Rowdy Rebel, you see many of them. They'll drop their flag and become Muslims. You know what I'm saying? So it just shows you how coward. It's like, it's cowardly a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see Casanova, he wrote a whole letter to the judge. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could respect, Rod Diggs. I could respect Pizzle Pete, because they took their time like men. They knew they did what they did. They took their time. And you ain't never heard Pistol Pete get up and said, I'm not sex, money, murder, and I drop my flag. You've never heard Rod Diggs do that, but you have heard Casanova. Um, I think also Mel Matrix. He also wrote a letter. So there's a lot of them that's been doing this, but Brim and Casanova is the two worst because these guys talk that goony goon goon talk, and then to see them do what we thought they was going, like they like to say they stand up men. We thought they would be stand up men and do their time, but no, they denouncing it and then talking about nah, they not gang. So you can't come, when you leave the feds and get your freedom, come back out on the street and then you want to jack blood. You know what I'm saying? Like I listened to Brim and he talking about, I'm coming out, I'm banging MAGA, I'm a MAGA Republican, and I'm listening to this nigga. I'm like, hold on, bro. So you mean to tell me that you had this all planned out, that you was going to denounce, you already denounced gang when you said you was a pastor, but you had it all planned out to denounce gang now that you incarcerated, and you want to jack MAGA so you can get a pardon? We see what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? You'll rather sell your people down the river. A real OG would denounce gang and would have never had dudes crashing out in the first place. Dudes is crashing out because they looking at you as you they big homie, you they OG, you the dude that got them going, putting work in. And you not being the big homie, you were basically, leading people, misguiding and misleading the people. And anybody that's a false prophet, should not be respected. And Brim is a false prophet. Not only that he's a false prophet, but he's a fraud. And he's showing that the more you listen to him, the more he contradicts himself. Like when he had the thing with Wack, he could have ignored it. You know what I'm saying? He should have never been on Clubhouse. But his people, the people that should have been telling him, no, you shouldn't be doing this, you need to be thinking about getting a pill, they let the man crash out. And by letting him crash out, he had the nerve to talk about, he real this and real that, and then going to say that, oh, I'm Bloodhound Brim, but you denounce it and say you was a man of the cloth. So when you listen to dudes like Brim, man, he's a false prophet, a fraud, and a liar. And a hypocrite. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you hear somebody do what he did, it just shows you that they really just wanted the power. And, when they got it, they misled the people. You know what I'm saying? And that's not what a big homie, that's not what an OG do. That's what a sucker does. That's what a false prophet does. That's what a hypocrite does. Manipulate and mislead the people. And that ain't real. So, Brim just showed that he is a manipulator. And he has no problem manipulating his people. And that's sad. But it is what it is. It's your boy Bullets Gotti, man. Salute.